irrelevant anyways.
As you continue to talk, as he
What's real relevant,
nice
Lindsay?
Job. Nice.
My story!
Nice. Oh, professional, well-oiled machine.
That me.
What we are every Tuesday, without fail. Hi, everybody. We're back. Everybody roll D20.
Oh, Lana.
No!
Every week, I ask to roll D20, and Lindsay hereupon responds with, "I don't wanna." Why are you playing D&D if you don't want to roll dice?
I don't want to answer trivia questions because I haven't been good at note taking recently.
Can we get that soundbite?
Not even that.
Anyways.
Fig with an 18.
I got a 18.
Would you be so kind and give us a recap from the very intense session last week?
Oh, sure. We were chasing after individuals that had captured Merwin, and we were tracking the footprints to approach a cave, and we got into the first room or area of it, and there were a few things, and Fig was in a fury, and she just freaking bum rushed through all of them while the others tried to take care of them, and we ran into some pale ones and this one individual who nearly OHKO'd Malvhor. And the three of them took care of that guy and some of the pale ones out front, and then Fig kept going inside even further into the cave to not only see some more enemies, but one of them was also an Urukai, and she tried to stealth through to try to figure out what to do next. Didn't work. She was very angry, and all in all, what ended up happening was that she got stalled in a 1v1 match on a rickety bridge against the Urukai for a bit, and while the others took care of the enemies out front and then caught up to her. And while the other enemies inside the second room were about to jump in on the fray, the individual who was kind of leading was like, "No, I want to see him duel. This is epic. Let's see it." And after a while, when the group did catch up to Fig, that's when everything stopped and paused, and a very creepy individual then revealed himself from the shadows, known as Mordu. And he was being generous, to which he was like, "Well, what do you want? I'll let you go or let you live or whatever." And Malvhor was like, "I would like what I think is my kid, please." And
I want to see the child. I just said the child.
We're putting words in mouths now, I see.
I am very much paraphrasing, but you get my point. Player knowledge, we all kind of think that. Anyways, so in a very long, tense situation, Mordu agrees to let Malvhor find Merwin, free her, and take her back. All the while, Fig and Locke are eyeing each other, and then Cirion decides to antagonize Mordu. But in the end, right when things were looking a little dicey, Mordu turned around to leave. We also left. We managed to reconvene with Laura, who was still alive, thankfully. Fig gave her a piggyback all the way back to Pelargir, and then we met up with Goldwynn. Dropped off Laura and Merwin so that they could rest. And then we got back to the parlor to cuddle with all 10 cats and go to sleep.
Very good. Very good. You may take inspiration.
Oh, goody!
Thank you for the recap.
That was an easy one since it was all combat.
Yeah, that means I have very minimal material to pick from for this week's trivia question, which this week's lucky winner is Malvhor! Yay! There's not a whole lot I can pick from, so this should be easy. As an aside, that was picked up by Locke as Mordu uttered something to a nearby orc. He said he was going to make his way to a particular area. Where was this?
Kirith Ungol.
Kirith Ungol, you may take inspiration.
Yay! Yay! We did it!
Yay!
And Fig and Malvhor had a dream. Not together,
I didn't
separately.
even do anything.
Cirion
Yes,
does not dream.
Neither does Locke, apparently.
I sleep with my eyes open.
Locke
No
barely
dreams
sleeps
for them.
anyways.
So, yes, the four of you came across Laura, who told you that Merwin is missing. You tracked her down to a cave system where you fought several different enemies, one seemingly more powerful than you've encountered before, and ones that you might not have been fully prepared to fight. Met Mordu, who introduced himself after being asked, quite near the end of the conversation, who introduced himself as a voice. Somebody who is ageless as time itself. And in his generosity, allowed you to proceed and retrieve the one individual you wish to have, and leave without further bloodshed.
Oh God.
Though it was seeming closer and closer that bloodshed was about to occur, as your welcome was being well overstayed.
Cirion.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, we've been bashing on Kevin since earlier today. About it.
You all did return.
I did what I did.
You all did return to Goldwynn. Laura and Merwin in tow. Handed them both off, lack of a better term. Returned to the parlor and rested for the evening. You had dreams that seemed to speak to you in different manners. Malvhor one seemingly to paint a different picture than before, though some themes remained true. And Fig, you heard the music that you've been hearing for a while now, though with an introduction of a new piece. Lyrics. In a language you don't fully understand, but one word was seemingly translated in your head as it was being sung. But we come to this point as the morning rises and some of you awake with the little bits of needles digging into your chest as a cat needs on you, or some even start pawing at your face. The sun sort of peeks through the one window and gently wakes you all up. The morning and the city is yours.
Ooh. How'd you sleep, kid?
Nightmare here or there, but
Hey, same here. Nightmare buddies.
I just had a dream. I just ran out of ale.
What?
I dreamed of the silver-haired fella again.
Silver-haired
hear
fella
that?
again.
From
I mean, you're in a different room,
I know.
so no.
Okay.
He just comes busting through the wall. Oh, what was that?
They're not yelling.
Cirion's gonna proceed to yell. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, it's I've dreamt about him a couple of times, and it never feels. I can't quite put my finger on it, but you know how you have those dreams where you just know something's wrong. It doesn't make sense, but you just feel like a pit in your stomach.
Oh yes.
Yeah, that man gives me that. And I also dreamt, vaguely remember dreaming of Mordu speaking to us.
He was chatty.
Well, he did refer to himself as a voice, so, you know,
The
someday...
voice of what does concern me.
Well, someday we might have to silence that voice.
Ooh, I'd be okay with that.
I know you would. You were ready to go after him yesterday.
Hey, we weren't in a good shape to go after him.
You're right, we weren't, so I'm glad we didn't.
But I think I left baby girl wanting some later, so I think we'll meet him again.
Very interesting turn of phrase there, Cirion. I'll have to keep that one in mind.
Please do.
Well, I'm gonna go get some tea.
I'm hungry.
And
And
I'll
our way
descend.
downstairs.
And as I make my way downstairs, I just peek into Fig's room because there aren't any doors.
Fig is probably laying on her stomach and head cradled like this on the floor.
There are doors. So the doors just don't lock. There are doors.
Okay, well then I don't peek in because then that requires me opening a door. Which
Knock, you insensitive fuck.
I know. So I'm just going to I'm just gonna knock and just keep walking.
Oh.
Ding dong ditch.
It's a small. Go ahead.
Locke nudges you because he's been up for 4+ hours now.
Cat, no.
Come on, Fig, it's morning.
Okay.
The other two are already moving down, and I'm surprised they are both alive, honestly. Yeah. After the other day, I am surprised both are alive for once. Come on. Maybe some black tea will wake you up.
I had another dream.
Well, that sounds like something is worth discussing, as he's like trying to like heft you up over some tea. Come on. Ugh, God, you're
I pick
heavy.
up a cat and stand up.
Yeah, you pick up this like little fluffy orange cat.
But then I'll narrow. I'll have the cat and I'll pet it, and then I'll pause and like narrow my eyes down at Locke, and I'll be like, I thought it was rude to call women heavy.
You look like a villain right now. I just want you to know that.
And I'll turn around and go to get tea.
It's just the aesthetic. I'm sorry. So he follows you out. The 4 of you head down the stairs in the morning. Several cats meandering about. Dorsey at the sort of front desk, looking over a piece of parchment, leaning. Oh, good morning to all of you.
Good morning, Dorsey.
Not to start things off on such a dour mood, but it is a new week. I will need 2 silver for the lot of you.
Has it already been a week?
It is. You were gone for 6 days on that tea retrieval.
Yeah, time does fly, doesn't it?
It
Come
does
on.
indeed.
Can't that tea retrieval count as credit?
Unfortunately, the reduced price you're receiving is because you will occasionally have to run errands for me.
I'm going to
Fair enough.
I'm going to drop off the cat gently. I'm going to.
I'm just gonna drop 2 silver into his hand while Fig is doing that.
I was going to pull out my 1 silver, but that's fine.
I'm still poor and have no money.
You should certainly do something about that. Thank you, kindly.
I'll kind of get like a nod.
You lot are good for another week. Would you like some tea this morning? Some.
Actually, before we carry on, and I'm actually gonna pull out a gold piece.
Malvhor has a heart attack and dies.
And
Finally, Cirion, you owe me 2 gold.
So I'm gonna look back at Malvhor and look up at Locke and go, I had the under on that one. But I'm gonna present 1 gold to Dorsey and go, how long will this cover us for?
Oh, let's see here. It's 3 silver a week. Let's see. It's 1 week, 3 silver. 2 weeks will be 6 silver. Will be 12 silver for a month.
And I'm like kind of like playing with the coin, like in between my fingers, like moving it up and down.
Yes.
10
12 silvers a month.
days.
And then something to that effect. You know what? If you're going to be paying this much up front, we'll call it flat 2 months. You can be here for 8 weeks without me having to pester you for payment. But if I have need or other errands like the tea run like I've requested, you're still not obliged, but help me help you. Deal?
And then I'll kind of like wink at him. Deal. And I'll flip the coin to him.
Snatches it out of the air. Wonderful. Tea? As he looks over all of you.
Yes, please.
Excellent. I will whip up a breakfast blend of sorts. Something to get you energized for the day. It'll be just but a moment. Have a seat, anywhere. Don't mind the cat fur. As he darts off down the hall, 2 doors down, and you hear the door.
I'll kick out a chair and take a seat and look at my 2 companions and go, well, after last night, now what? Sorry, 3 companions, sorry.
3 companions, Cirion.
I think he.
Sorry.
I think he skipped over me, Locke.
Well, I thought he died.
He could very well still be dead.
Well,
The dead walk among us sometimes.
honestly, we should try and look for some paying work. Well, that I've got no plans. I was gonna swing by Goldwynn's today.
Check and see how your daughter is doing. Like with a little smirk, smart ass smirk.
Let's not, we don't know anything for sure. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. But yes, we're gonna check on the child and Goldwynn because it's a very traumatic experience.
Is there a Mari version for Middle Earth that we can do a one shot of?
That could still very well happen in this campaign. We don't need a one-shot yet. We currently have no answers.
Jerry.
I was hoping to see them too. To check on them, but...
Well, we can stop by, check on him first. I still want to do some research on this ranger that's might be hunting us, might not be. I want to figure out more about that.
I do have
If we're going to be hanging out here.
small concern too.
What is it?
Had another dream last night with the music, but it was a little different.
Different how?
There were words to it this time, but in a language I couldn't quite understand. I got shepherd. My parents were there again. I don't know if anyone else had another dream, since I feel like...
I feel like that's
it
kind of a weird question to ask, Fig.
Well, I think it seems to be a pattern so far that maybe more than one have a dream of weird situations.
Well, I mean, I don't dream of music, which is strange because I am the musically inclined of the bunch. I did have a strange dream last night. Kind of mark it up to me getting my ass absolutely handed to me yesterday. But, it was just of this, silver-haired man who felt sinister. and endless desert.
The same one you told me about
Yeah.
before.
I mean, I've had weird dreams, like, they change from time to time, but I've had weird reoccurring dreams a lot.
Yes. That's what it seems to be being. But also, yesterday I was getting pulled toward a direction.
Oh. For a second, I thought you said you were getting old, and I was like, you're one
No.
day older? No, you're getting pulled into a certain direction.
When we were leaving the cave, and was it also in the dream? No, when we got to Pelargir?
You
Yes.
felt it in the dream too.
Okay. Cave, and in the dream I felt a tug here. And a direction for northeast. I had to check my notes.
Well, that's weird. Without more information, it's hard to do anything about it. What do we do? Just walk northeast until you feel like we're there?
I agree with that, but I am also afraid of ignoring it.
Perhaps it would be
But-
prudent to seek out a more renowned Loremaster than what's available in the city.
I think also north or northeast is perhaps where Mordu left too.
Oh,
So
something else we could do is we could see where Kirith Ungol is in relation to Pelargir.
Did only Locke hear that?
I
though?
will remind everyone, only Locke heard that.
Oh, he didn't share it?
He hasn't yet.
Nick didn't share it at the end of last session, and it's
Selfish
not for
dick.
me to say if his character would share it right now. So
And scratch that, we can't do anything to proceed to progress plot today. So let's just get drunk.
I'm in.
Just
Let's do it.
um,
Oh, wait, are we talking in game or actual?
I mean, there's a vodka bottle right there.
just
Kind of for me.
food for thought, as they say.
You know,
No,
where
Max,
did you
it's
hear
for
that
you.
turn of phrase? Both you and Cirion have had interesting turn of phrases this morning.
What?
Food for thought. Where did you hear that?
A friend from the Greenwood who liked to mimic other mannerisms he learned about, I suppose.
Interesting. Perhaps I should visit this Greenwood someday, but, you know, I might die of old age before I can travel that far.
I can carry you.
Well, on that awkward note, I'm
no,
gonna...
just carry me there! Like piggyback the floor again! Not when you're dead.
at this point, Dorsey comes out with a platter of cups and
Oh,
a
I
kettle
almost
and
left without tea. Oh, silly me.
pours out 4 cups of tea. There you go. Some morning tea to get you started on the right foot today. I do have much to do around here, as I am expecting the guest, the very one you had to go get the particular leaves I dispatched you on earlier this week. Which
Yeah.
Is this still a mystery guest?
Who did you say the guest was again? I can't remember, Dorsey.
and that's because I didn't tell you.
Are you sure? I thought you told me.
I'm positive I didn't tell you.
And are you sure I can't gaslight you?
I'm absolutely positive you can't.
Well, good chap, good chap.
Good mental health awareness.
Respecting
Matt.
your clientele. I can't fault you for that.
But I have much to do around here. Is there anything else you'll need of me? I might be hard to find throughout the day.
Actually, Dorsey, I have a question. Did I ask him about the ranger at all yet?
No, you asked them about the Hellion.
Okay. Well then, welcome back to this week's question.
Wait, Ranger, not the.
Oh, is this the first picture we have of Dorsey?
Oh my goodness!
Nice. I like.
I love it.
Anywho.
Where's the cat?
There's 10 of them!
There are no cats.
Each
in his
cat needs to
profile
have
picture. I am
its own
disappointed.
individual model.
Yes.
There are two. For what it's worth, in Hero Forge there are 2 cats on his base, but the portrait cuts off at the waist, so you don't see it.
No, you have
They're there
to
in spirit.
screenshot
They're there in
every
spirit.
single cat.
Anywho.
Uh-oh. Fig's now gonna die next session.
You're generous giving her next session.
I'm not saying anything. Go on.
Uh-oh.
Yes. What would you like? What can I help you with?
I was wondering if you heard anything about a new ranger potentially in town.
New ranger? Rangers don't typically go this far south.
Once more. Hearing people talk about it, could be an old friend. Just curious where they would be.
Give me a persuasion
Old
check.
friend.
Ah, fuck.
Oh, oops. Well,
Yeah,
that's
Lindsay.
good. At least Ryan didn't play with disadvantage because of me.
Oh wait, I had disadvantage selected.
It
It's
doesn't
fine.
matter.
It's still the first roll.
Yeah.
9.
Okay, okay.
I also asked for the check before you finish saying old friend, because otherwise that would be deception. But we'll go with this.
Okay. I mean, just for giggles, I'm curious because I suck at both. Ah. Oh well. Okay, 9.
So Battleboard's cut out for me. I don't know if it cut out for anyone else.
Still
Oh, it's
running
still
for me.
playing for me.
I still
Okay.
got it.
That's fine. Then we'll keep it as 9. I think in your absence, there has been word of a new individual sort of keeping to the shadows and keeping to the outskirts in town, but that's about all I know.
Outskirts of town.
Well, yes, that's quite good and all. Hopefully you meet up with your friend, kid.
Yes, if they're a friend of yours, I'm sure they'll find you.
But Dorsey, my question is more of a practical manner. Could you potentially point us in the direction of any paying jobs?
Oh, paying
paying work?
Let's see. Let's see here.
Oh my
some of the
gosh,
guild.
Kevin!
Nope.
Is this camera messing up for
Cirion-
everyone else?
Yes. Cirion burned. Nope, he's back. Let's see.
Hellion got him.
Several of the guilds sometimes offer paid work that doesn't require to be a guild member, depending on what you're looking for. Early this morning, I do believe the Maritime Guild may be looking for volunteers or privateers, as they like to call themselves. Such a lovely word. For some sort of excursion that might be coming in the near future. I don't know too much. Ask around. Some of the Pelargir Marines might know more.
Privateers.
I mean,
yes, individuals that contract themselves for sort of maritime excursions, but are not part of the Gondorian Navy.
thank you for the tip, Dorsey. We'll be sure to follow up on it. And good luck with your work.
And good luck with, I guess, scraping together coin.
I think my friends all have a bunch of coin. Where they got it, I don't know, because I'm poor, but...
I'm going to open my pouch, look into it, pull out literally 1 silver coin. I have this. Do you need it?
A couple of flies fly out after you pull it out.
Oh, yeah? I have this, and I pulled out 9 copper coins.
Do you need it, Malvhor?
No. The only reason we need money right now is to pay Dulcie. Which we're covered for 2 months.
I do enjoy getting paid.
We're covered for 2 months, so there's no huge rush on that, but...
I just look up at Dorsey holding the silver coin and I'm thinking about it.
Get yourself something nice, Fig. Like a honey bun or something.
Oh. She actually lights up. Those are tasty.
Yes, well, speaking... Oh, sorry, go on.
When are you going to see Goldwynn and the others?
Oh, well,
would like
I was
to
gonna
come.
go right now.
Oh,
I was segueing to that, actually. I was gonna say, speaking of tasty, thank you for this fantastic tea, as always, Dorsey. But I must head out.
By all means, come and go as you please. I look forward to seeing you on your return, and, if you have need of me... I'll be around, but it might be difficult.
Don't know what I'll do without you, Dorsey. It'll be a
Cirion,
struggle.
What are you thinking of doing? The maritime thing, perhaps, or looking into the ranger more? You're muted.
You're muted. I'm sorry. Anyway, so I'm gonna say,
Excellent.
I love it. That was great. Your face was stuck like. Oh no! Oh no! He's freezing.
Kevin's
oh,
the
no.
PowerPoint presentation.
Cirion? Mordu's
Alright.
gotten to him. We're doomed.
nah, I'm here. Yeah.
Okay.
Nah, my Wi-Fi, for whatever reason this week has been acting up.
Aww.
Time to yell at your ISP. Call him up. Yell at him.
Oh,
Do it kindly. Do it kindly.
Monday.
Yell at them, but be nice.
No, I was not kind. No, I was on pre-workout and going to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so I was nowhere near, like, happy.
Oh.
If y'all heard me.
Yes.
So Cirion, I believe before you...
Am I still frozen?
You're in and out.
Okay,
Okay, you're good. What are you
I think
doing?
it's done freaking out. Are we done freaking out?
I can hear you.
What are your plans for today, kid?
What is Cirion gonna do today?
I'm gonna look for the ranger.
Okay, don't die, kid. Also, don't get arrested. Like,
Yeah. Priorities straight. Don't die, but especially don't get arrested.
and remember,
I like when I have clear, concise orders.
don't speak. You have a right to remain silent. Don't speak without your loyal presence.
I want like a Middle Earth news story. It's like, local criminal finally caught today, screaming remarks at the Pelargir police. You got nothing, Johnny Law.
Something about Miranda rights? Who's that?
Well,
We don't know who Miranda is, but it's probably an old elf.
I'm going to head out. So if anyone's going to tag along with me, do so now or forever
Like
hold
the
your
Middle
peace.
Earth version of Tase.
Yes, and I'm going to stand up and follow you outside.
I'm gonna go to. So before you get to them, I'm just gonna say where I'm gonna go first. Is I'm gonna go to the tavern where I got info before, and
A Pier.
try and just try and see what I can get.
Okay. You guys finish your tea, and Locke for the most part is going to follow you, Malvhor and Fig, unless you want him anywhere in particular.
Malvhor, you should probably go with Cirion, so he's not
Did
wandering.
you just Did you just refer to yourself in the third person, Malvhor? The mind really is the first thing to go.
It is. Locke, you really should go with the kid so he doesn't get in any trouble by himself.
I was gonna say, so before those two go off, I'm just gonna say, give my best wishes to those two and hope they're okay. Sorry I can't go check on them, but I feel this information we need is more important, especially for staying here long term.
That's all right. I think it's a good idea to take advantage of one's time.
Okay. Locke
Advantage is a big word.
Locke will stick with Cirion then.
Always walk around with a buddy. Now let's go, buddy.
We got the buddy system.
Yeah.
Okay. So the four of you sort of split off into groups of two after you finish your morning tea, and head off for your respective endeavors for the day. Fig and Malvhor, you make your way through the West Garth and out the main western gate of Pelargir, and head towards the familiar homestead and pastures of Goldwynn. And I've transitioned the music to Grasslands.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Just me. Awesome.
Well then.
Weird. Yeah. It's unnerving, actually, of hearing nothing. But the two of you make your way down the dirt path, and you see a handful of horses out in the pasture, unmonitored. There doesn't seem to be anyone out there right now. They just seem to be grazing, roaming. Nothing terribly exciting, really. But you head up towards the threshold of the door and knock. A moment or two later, door opens and you see Goldwynn looking back at you. Oh, good morning. You're here bright and early.
Ah, yes. Yes, it was a bit of a rough day, so we thought we'd swing by and check up on how everything's going, specifically Laura and Maywin.
Oh, well, come on in. And she welcomes you both into her home, the sort of small area. You can see the table in front of like the stove and the hearth for the most part, as she grabs a teacup and continues to sip her tea. Please make yourself comfortable. I appreciate you two dropping by as I punch my microphone. That's perfectly fine. Merwin slept pretty soundly from what I could tell last night. Still sleeping this morning. So haven't rushed her quite out of bed. But Laura, she's out and about. I think she's out back currently. She's healing, a little sore for sure, but she seems to be doing well. I haven't had much time to check in on either of them, honestly. Though I did stay alongside Merwin's bedside all night.
Yeah, it's I think it's gonna be important to keep a close eye on both of them, because unfortunately, what they encountered was not. I don't know what you know of it, but it was not simple bandits.
I know nothing. If you can elaborate, that would be fantastic.
There's no easy way to say this, but they were beset by orcs.
Raises her eyebrows in a bit of a shock, and you see like a large swallow as her sort of throat moves. See?
They we my friends mainly, I helped slew a great many of them, but the problem is not resolved by any means.
You mean not resolved? Are they looking for Marwyn and Laura?
I don't think they're going to be looking for them specifically, but they're going to be still in the area. I wouldn't stray too far away from the city.
Well, I think Laura doesn't have much of an interest of venturing further out for hunting at this point in time, especially while she heals.
And
Marwyn's not mostly allowed out of either of our sites.
the ones that escaped will, one way or another, I mean, we're going to make sure they don't bother you again.
Do you know where they went?
To a place I actually don't know because I didn't hear that. I don't know where they went. They fled the cave that we were in with them. Besides,
Opposite, I think, of the city. Perhaps.
I see.
many.
As you see her body language sort of change and cross her arms and tighten up a bit.
Many of their weapons were poisoned. In fact, I was poisoned by one of them. It's gonna be fine. It's nothing. It's nothing rest can't resolve. I'm just letting you know, so we can keep a close eye on both Laura and Merwin. If things seem like they're fine today, they will probably be fine. But I mean, especially for Merwin, it was an extremely traumatizing experience.
Malvhor, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
I know, I'm hitting her with a lot. 26.
Good morning to you, too.
But it's important she knows. Because it's
26.
It's her child. And I'm going to say that. I'm going to say, and I'm not saying this to frighten you or to make you nervous. I'm saying this because I care for you. And it's important you know the full truth.
Okay. I'll keep a watchful eye on Marwyn as best I can. And what are you two going to do? Is there more to this? Is there something you're looking into? Something else I should know to keep an eye out?
I don't know of anything to keep an eye out for. I mean, if you like, I doubt they will come close to the city. Or be so bold or brash about it. What do you think, Big? You've been quiet.
I don't think they will get close either, but if venturing out at the very least, it would not hurt to caution, like you said. We left there with more questions than answers, so I don't quite know what to add with certainty.
Okay, okay. All right. I appreciate you telling me this. It's a lot to process.
It is, I know, and if there's anything we can do to help you out today, any errands that, we can take care of, that we can run so you can spend more time processing it, sticking with Maywin today, anything that relieves your burden a bit today, we'll help out with.
Luckily, I don't have much in the way of things. It's merely going to the stables and accepting and you see it's her, her brain's going a million miles a minute. Ensuring that Radcliffe can handle the return on a rental that we have coming back today, that at least should be due. That's about it. I intend to stay here for most of the day as best I can.
That's good. That's good. It's, you also need to recuperate, I imagine, after the stress you experienced yesterday and, frankly, this morning.
Yes, it's a lot.
It is. Well, no need to talk about, no need to dwell on, things of, despair longer than we need to. You said Laura's in the back.
Yes, I believe she's just out back, just right outside.
Fig, you want to go, check on Laura?
Yes, I was just going to offer that, and I'll stand up and I'll head out.
You walk through the room and out the back door, and you see just sort of like sitting on a bench looking out towards the pasture and the horses, with her left arm in like a makeshift sling. You see Laura just sitting on a bench, who looks over as the door opens up and sort of locks eyes with you. Ah, back already.
I had to make sure you and Merwin were okay.
Oh, I surely am fine. Built a sterner stuff than most halflings.
It's usually the baller ones you have to look out for.
I find that to be true in most of my experience as well.
As of mine.
Who's taller than you?
No. She's gonna grin a little bit. When I was younger, I fought a lot when younger too to survive.
Yeah. 3 days ago was definitely a different experience for me. That's for sure. She sort of moves her left arm a bit. Not going to be holding a bow for a few days at least.
I was going to ask, do you need help with hunting? I am free, I can help.
If you can go out and hunt on your own and bring some stuff back for us, that'd be appreciated, but don't worry about helping me, because I can't do anything.
Well, to make sure you and the others have food, on the table, or if you have a job to uphold.
I get what you're saying. I have no job. It's not how it's not how we handle things here. I help out around here as best I can, and out of the goodness of her heart, as you may have gathered, she's quite welcoming. She allows me to stay here as a friend, as a guest. And in return, I provide what I can in terms of food and foraging. It's no official deal we have. It's just, we look out for each other. Found her in a bit of a bad state a few years back. We've helped each other.
Well, I would at least like to try to offer helping out too, looking after each other if you need, since you will need a few days.
You see an expression cross her face of like pursed lips, like tense, like you get the feeling that this is somebody who doesn't like to ask for help. It would be damned to actually verbally say it. Listen, if you're gonna be around here and you have nothing better to do, I'm not gonna stop you from hunting some rabbits or some boar. Right? If that's what you want to do. I appreciate you showing up here and checking in on me. You did me a big favor back there out in the forest. But we should be fine for a few days until my arm at least starts to get working. There's always the markets we can go into. I just like things to be a bit fresher.
I'll give a knowing smile, and I'll say, I understand. My friend, but also me. We all act the same way when we dislike being unable to help for a temporary time.
It's not fun feeling useless.
No. But my father has told me that no matter who you are, everyone deserves rest. Or needs it.
See some wisdom in that, I guess.
At first, that was my response, too.
Where is your father?
He is in the Greenwood, at least. That's where I had ventured out and last said goodbye.
Not too far from my family. Last I left them, they were in the Andaman Vales. For all I know, they went over the Misty Mountains, headed west.
Oh. Neighbors. Kind of.
Hey, you could call us that.
I also grew up in the forest, too, so maybe a little more so than we might think.
Grew up in the forest? Jeez.
It's complicated.
It sounds complicated, that's for sure. But if you grew up in the forest, you must be accustomed to fending for yourself. So, like I said, if you're gonna if you're gonna hunt something, if you feel like you have to go, I won't stop you. But just don't bring back any bats.
I don't like bats either. So, taken care
Yes. Good, the nasty creatures. Stick to rabbits, boars, foxes if you find them. Some birds too, but anything other than that, berries are fantastic. Herbs. If you know what you're looking for, that is.
It depends on the herb. I'm not too familiar with what might be around, but I know some things to look for.
Well, have at it.
Understood. Rest well.
Oh, 1 second. She sort of like stops as you turn back. You know, you've been around here for a few days now. I don't honestly know if I got your name.
Oh, Vigdis, but it's always Fig for short, which I don't mind. That's my mother's name. So,
It's pretty.
like an honor. Thanks. That's
No, thank you.
no one said that. I will bring back food.
I mean, if you're going to keep carpeting about this, we're more than welcome
bring
to.
back food.
Fine, do what you want. I won't stop you. I can't even stop you. She gestures to her arm. Do you think I can barely move this thing? I can't even. She's like picks up her bow in the other hand. I can't even use this for a few days. This is ridiculous.
It's fine. I can do it.
Yeah, it's fine. Whatever.
There will just be a small chuckle as I leave from me. But I will start to when if I go back in the house, is it immediately back into the room that
Yeah, it's not a large cottage. It's
And I mean,
basically
as-
the door you exited from was essentially right out of the kitchen, for lack of a better
As
term. There
soon-
is a small dividing wall that separates that off into like 2 other rooms. But the
Gotcha.
one you come through is basically right where you left from.
so like at
And-
that point wherever I am in that conversation, I'm assuming we're gonna backtrack slightly, but once Fig is done, she's going to like
Eavesdrop.
slowly open and like listen real quick to make sure it's safe.
Yeah, so as soon as Fig goes out to talk to Laura, I'm staying here to talk to Goldwynn some more.
Okay.
Oh, have you had breakfast yet this morning, Goldwynn?
Had a few potatoes from the market this morning.
Ah,
Enough sustenance to keep you going for the day.
I don't know. Maybe I can whip something up for breakfast while I'm here.
Her head completely falls to one side and cocks an eyebrow. Since when do you cook?
Hey, there have been some dire circumstances on the road. I might not be as good of a cook as you, but I've learned a couple of things.
Dire indeed. Well, you're more than welcome to try. Quite honestly, a bit of morbid curiosity on my end. I want to see what happens here.
Would you mind if I stuck around for most of the day today, Goldwynn, or would you like some more privacy after breakfast?
You're Give me a persuasion check.
Bada bing, bada boom. Persuasion, that's my thing. I'm also looking to pull up Goldwynn's picture. Okay, persuasion. I'm gonna inspiration that. I'm inspirationing. I'm using my inspiration. 27.
Oh wow.
That was a 2. That was a natural 2.
27.
You use inspiration for RP only.
I just want to remind everyone out
When it matters.
there's actual mechanics and abilities in this game that you have to use inspiration for. They are using it on attack rolls and persuasion checks.
I don't
Sad.
think I have a single ability that uses inspiration as fuel right now.
I had one as Anelia, and I was very excited when I got to use it once.
There's also hordes when you clear certain areas with enemies. If they have like a horde or a stash of stuff,
Yeah.
you can use inspiration to get really good shit.
Mm-hmm.
27.
Hey, this is really good shit too, though.
Could be.
Could be.
You're more than welcome to spend the day here as much as you like. I will say, just tread cautiously around Laura and Merowyn. They might be a bit uneasy, especially today. It's their first day back, and it's been a long 6 days, as I'm sure as it was for you.
Oh yeah, it was. Though I'll tread lightly. Now, about breakfast. Let's see what we've got here.
Yeah, you find several dried herbs sort of hanging from the ceiling, maybe about like 3 sort of racks of various dried herbs. In one cabinet you find sort of salted game meat to keep it sort of preserved for a period of time. And a handful of eggs.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be just a very simple meal. Cook up some eggs, cook up a little bit of meat, spice it a little bit with a little bit of herbs, and I'm making small amounts, right? She's already had some potatoes for breakfast. She doesn't need a full meal. And I don't want to, waste all of her food if I make a terrible meal.
How many servings are you making? Are you just cooking for Goldwynn, or the whole household, or?
You know what? I will cook for the whole household. I feel like it'd be rude if I only cooked for Goldwynn.
Okay.
Can I stop by Goldwynn's really fast?
No, you get McStrads.
Yes!
I'm hungry now.
God, somebody does.
Malvhor, your choice. You can either give me a wisdom check or a dexterity check.
Is it bad that we don't see
I mean,
Yes,
I feel
bad.
like it's got to be dexterity because I'm better at it.
As a trainer, Lindsay, I'm very disappointed in you.
Dexterity is going to be like the deft in making sure you stir
Yeah.
when you're supposed to, flip when you're supposed to. Wisdom is going to be the sense of, is that cooked right? Is that done? Does it taste right? And is this the proper amount of serving? So there's your little 2 you can go with.
Ah,
Don't
20!
worry. After break,
Why?
I'll come back with my favorite snack: wine, crackers, and cheese.
I'm on my 3rd whiskey and tea, so you're fine.
20 with a single pan that she has about. You wipe it down and throw some a bit of like a jar of fat that she has on to grease the pan, and you definitely are able to sort of throw the chicken in, season it pretty well, and keep it cooked all the way through, and then add the eggs in. And it's not the most flavorful thing, but it is definitely, especially for you, for being out for about 6 weeks, living off of rations and campfires, it's actually pretty nice to have.
You ever have to cook for a bunch of hungry soldiers?
Are you doing this? Are you saying this?
I'm
as
saying
you're
this
cooking
as I'm
or
cooking.
As you're plating.
As I'm cooking.
Okay. No, and as I recall, I don't think you were a cook in the army either.
Not regularly, no, but in a pinch when men are hungry, you do what you gotta, and the last thing you want is to make inedible food for a group of angry, strong men.
This is like when Fig pops in and goes, food.
Yeah, as soon as I imagine I imagine by the
Yeah.
time you crack the door open, I'm just wrapping up cooking and dishing it out to plates.
Yeah, Fig, as you're actually wrapping up talking to Laura, you get this waft of a cooked meat scent through your nose as you're heading back in.
I'll turn right around, go back out to Laura and go, food's ready.
Holy hell! You work fast as she hops down. What did you hunt?
No, I can't do the voice. I think Malvhor cooked.
What would
Is
make
what
you
I'll
say?
say.
What would make you say Malvhor cooked? Can you tell it's that bad by the scent?
Never mind. I'll just say someone cooked. Sorry, you're right. I wouldn't know that.
Oh, I was gonna be embarrassed if you did this all already and make me look bad as a hunter. All right.
No, I will, I will hunt after.
Well, let's hope you find something, because it looks like most of our supplies just got used up. She sort of looks up towards you, Malvhor.
Hey, food for everybody. I'm not gonna just. Everybody needs to eat, including you, Laura. And I give her a plate of food.
She looks over at Goldwynn. So he cooks and never shuts up? He never cooked before, but the other part's correct.
I'm a new man.
Laura
narrows her eyes at you as she takes the plate.
Gets real close to you and goes up on her tiptoes, looking up. You're up to something.
I can guarantee you it's edible. Beyond that, eat at your own risk.
Well, we'll just see how well this is.
God.
As you plate things out, you hear Goldwynn off to one side, lean around the corner. Marowyn, come eat, dear. Marowyn, food. You hear a little small thunk. Slow, barefoot steps. The little girl rounds the corner, sort of rubbing her eyes. Kind of food. Well, this nice gentleman here cooked for the morning. Chicken and eggs, dear. I like chicken. Come sit, dear. Come. All right. She's very reserved, very quiet. And she's moving a little slowly. She's not, like, bounding. Hops up to a chair, sits down, pulls the plate over, and just starts eating away. Doesn't really say much after that. Goldwynn sort of digs in. Well, I will say I did manage my expectations, but this does surpass them.
I'm glad to know every day I'm surpassing more of your expectations. First the horse, now cooking. The world is my oyster.
Does Marowyn still have, or is Marowyn bandaged? Like, is her arm? Did we see her arm? I think so. Like,
What are you asking me?
Is she bandaged from her like little like scritches or whatever on her?
Unless you guys bandaged her during your trek, she doesn't have any bandages on currently.
Are they visible then?
The marks?
Yeah.
I'd say yes. On her left arm. You see probably red marks around here in the bicep area. Actually, no, sorry, the lower forearm, not the bicep.
Okay. I'll
We talking biceps.
I'll look down at her and I'm going to say, does it hurt?
No.
I'm just going
No.
to I'm gonna give just Fig a little look. I won't say anything though.
If Merwin responded, I missed it.
Sorry.
She just makes a noise. She doesn't really respond. She just goes, nah. Like, it's more of like a groan than anything. It's not a verbal response.
I will slowly, kind of like as she eats, kneel down next to her to where her arm is.
Okay.
And you see Fig kind of like slightly hesitate, but also trying to like try to be gentle in a sense. But I'll say, I have something that we usually say that helps make things like this feel better if you'd like to see.
Give me a persuasion check.
Oh no. Maybe I should have just done it. Oh no. Persuasion's -1.
Oh.
Okay. That's not horrible.
She sort of stops eating as you get closer and just sort of like looks at you like up at an angle like, what are you about to do?
No, it's a chant that I know that my family and I like to say when we got hurt. That usually makes things feel better afterwards.
Okay.
I will just kind of stare at her and go, and I'll gently take her arm and I'll just kind of hold my hand over, kind of for show. But it's like above her arm. I'm not touching her in any sense other than having lifted the arm slightly. And everyone will just see Fig kind of like close her eyes a little bit and just be like, she'll go, like bone sprain, so blood sprain, so joint sprain, bone to bone, blood to blood, so that all may be mended. And then I'll just kind of gently release her arm.
She sort of pulls it back while looking at you and you see her sort of rub that area. Thank you. It's packaging.
Oh, that's good.
You see like a little movement of like rubbing the area of like a massage of sorts.
I know someone who your age was alone and grew up in a very dangerous environment. But if she can manage and survive everything and continue living, so can you, because I can tell you are much tougher than you may think or look. And then I'm gonna stand up and I'll give her space.
You see a little bit of white from teeth poke through her mouth as she lets out a little smile. As you walk away, she sort of perks up a little bit
Can I be like that? Like the person you knew at my age?
Of course. Anyone can. But especially you.
Slowly goes back to eating. A little bit more energy behind her. Sort of look over towards Goldwynn, who meets eyes with you, and you just see her mouth. Thank you.
I just give a soft smile and small nod. And instinctively with that, I kind of rub the scars across the side of my neck and face.
Merwin, as Goldwyn looks down at her, as everyone slowly begins to clear their plates as time passes. Can you say thank you, Malvhor, for making this meal? And with sort of like half mouthful of eggs, like without looking up, she's like, "Thank you, Malvhor." Merwin. Merwin. Say thank you. For real. As you see her swallow a mouthful of food. And look at you, Malvhor. And like from a little bit of a sheepish perspective, sort of like up at you at an angle. Thank you, Malvhor, for the food.
Oh, you're welcome, kid. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
She sort of scoots or shifts herself and angles herself towards Goldwynn and sort of pulls on her blouse.
I'm feeling sleepy. Can I go lay down?
Yes, dear, you can go. She hops down and slowly moves out to the other room.
I'm gonna look at Laura. There's like something stuck in my throat. Hold on.
Just reach in and grab it.
I know, just and most of it talking with Veron because I was already like a child. I'll look at Laura and I'll be like, oh no, wait, she answered that question for me already. I listened. I'll look at Laura and then look at everyone else and I'll be like, I'll start hunting to replenish this and I'll just get up.
Yes, I
Fine,
used
rub it in that I can't move my arm.
Take the break while you can.
Take the break. Take your.
I'm gonna
break
lean
it over
into
my leg, that's what I'll
Goldwynn.
do.
Or do you want to come with on my shoulders?
She stops and thinks about it for a good 30 seconds. And until Goldwynn goes, Laura, you need to rest. I'll stay here.
I'll be back. And I'm just gonna leave. Out to the forest!
Gotcha,
I
Schwarzenegger.
got time! I'll be back.
Malvhor, do you have something to say?
No. The moment passed, and I thought better of it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did I interrupt?
No, I was interrupting you, if anything.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I mean, right in this very moment, I have nothing specific to do. I'm just sort of, I'm just going to hang out at Goldwynn's place.
Okay. As the two of you sort of split off briefly, Malvhor staying back, and Fig trekking out a little bit beyond the farmlands of Pelargir to look for food. Before we cut over to Cirion, this is where we're going to take a break.
Poor Kevin's like, let me play!
I was fine listening.
When you split the group, it's what we got to do.
Love it.
I was totally fine listening. We're all good.
I'm just teasing. Heavy combat session to heavy RP. This is classic for us.
The pendulum just swings and take it and
I
give
don't
it.
like it.
Kevin just wants the pendulum to stay in combat.
Yes. I'm a fighter. What do you want from me?
Kevin wants to do a dungeon crawl, all combat,
Oh my
nonstop.
God. He would love like something like Sword Art where it's 100 floors of just constant like.
Yes.
You see the way he lit up?
I did
It will take you 20 sessions to get past one floor.
I'm in. Am I fighting all 20 sessions? I'll make my I'll make my character tomorrow. What's up?
I got it.
No long rests.
Let's the three of us split 100 floors.
Oh dear God.
Anyway, we're taking a break. We'll be right back.
Hail, adventurer! Are you a dungeon master with a desire to transport your players to fantastical settings? Perhaps they are deep in the dungeon of a mad lich. Fools! You have intervened for the last time. Let's see you survive my fireball! Or perhaps the party has just come across bandits, and the Goliath monk releases a flurry of blows and a stunning strike to gain control of the conflict. Nice rolls on the attack.
Or maybe the party is taking a breather after another difficult quest. If this sounds like something you want at your next TTRPG session, then head over to battlebards.com. By subscribing to BattleBards Prime, you get the ability to immerse your players in your campaign. You'll get complete streaming access to the libraries of both BattleBards and Plate Mail games. And whether your game is in person or virtual, you won't be limited as you will have access to a caster and a mixer to be able to broadcast the tracks to all of your players. And of course, if you want to download and keep any tracks, then you get 20% off all in-store purchases. So what are you waiting for, adventurer? A quest posting at the local guild hall? Get over to battlebards.com and subscribe today, and use the coupon code ADVENTURE at checkout. Stay proficient, adventurers. Hail, adventurer. Are you a dungeon master with a desire to transport your players to fantastical settings? Perhaps they are deep in the dungeon of a mad lich.
Fools, you have intervened for the last time. Let's see you survive my fireball.
Or perhaps the party has just come across bandits, and the Goliath monk releases a flurry of blows and a stunning strike to gain control of the conflict. Nice rolls on the attack. Or maybe the party is taking a breather after another difficult quest. If this sounds like something you want at your next ttrpg session, then head over to battlebards.com. By subscribing to BattleBards Prime, you get the ability to immerse your players in your campaign. You'll get complete streaming access to the libraries of both BattleBards and Platemail games. And whether your game is in person or virtual, you won't be limited, as you will have access to a caster and a mixer to be able to broadcast the tracks to all of your players. And of course, if you want to download and keep any tracks, then you get 20% off all in-store purchases. So what are you waiting for, adventurer? A quest posting at the local guild hall? Get over to battlebards.com and subscribe today, and use the coupon code ADVENTURE at checkout. Stay proficient, adventurers.
All right. So, Cirion,
That's
you and
me.
your compatriots split off. You and Locke in tow. You are setting out to gather information, see what the lay of the land has for you. What would you like to do?
First, head to the tavern.
All right, so you head over to the pier that you've spent some time in before, for various other things, and you hear familiar music of the bards and the troubadours entertaining the mass that are very rowdy and sort of splashing ale and conversing loudly over one another, and you meander your way through the crowd. Is there anything, anywhere you would like to do in here?
Nothing in particular yet. I'm gonna keep an active ear out and hopefully maybe hear one of the patrons talk about maybe seeing the ranger around, or where, any clues or hints that I can gather. But if I don't hear anything, then I'm pretty much gonna go up and try and ask the sorcerer self that I got last time.
You can give me an investigation or a perception check.
Do perception. I'm proficient. Maybe.
Ooh.
Yeah.
22.
There we go.
Over the cacophony of patrons in here, of various remarks and yelling over one another, especially the music, it's a little hard to hear specific conversations. You get random bits here and there. You hear one individual say something about, I heard they were tracking someone out west a few days ago that they left northwest, maybe. And over in sort of another corner, as you're sort of like weaving through the crowd, you hear somebody else say,
Hell, no. No, I think she went south a while ago.
and you keep listening about. I think he was on a rented horse from the nearby stables. Means he's not from around here. Must have traveled a long way.
Oh no.
One more other person. Did you catch his name? No, quite honestly, it wasn't me that ran into him. It was a buddy of mine. You know, he saw someone who was there, who saw someone who was there, and carry on. But, I think he's all alone. Don't those rangers travel in groups? What I hear, but this one must think pretty highly of himself to be traveling around all by his lonesome, tracking a pack of fugitives. Huh? Well, not my problem. Yeah, no, it's not.
Okay, after hearing all of that, outside of a couple pieces of information that I gathered, I'm gonna try and grab the bartender that gave me the info about the Hellion and the Ranger. Or, not the Ranger. The Hellion last time. I think it was Rodella. If I have my notes.
I recall Rodella
Rodella.
didn't give you any information. You overheard it from two patrons.
Right, that's what I was saying, but I was like, I forget. I thought she gave me some stuff too. I remember the patrons talking about the Ranger. I don't know about the Hellion.
The patrons reference both the Ranger and the Hellions.
Okay.
Hellions, not the Hellions.
Okay. So, okay, I'm gonna make my way up to the barn and like move Locke with me and be like, seems like there's 2 seats up there. Let's go take a seat, have a drink, get some food real quick.
After you. You meander over, sit down, and almost immediately Rodella's in your face. Right, what can I get you?
Some food and ale for me and for my friend.
Ale, wine, particularly if you have it. Right. Alright, let me see what I can do. Make yourself comfortable.
While we're making ourselves comfortable, I'm gonna keep an ear out still. Keep listening, keep making... Just making out if anyone else says anything that sticks out or sounds a little bit more concrete versus he said, she said, he said, or she saw, he saw. Like my cousin saw a friend of a friend who saw the friend of the sister of the Ranger.
In the period of time that Rodella's absent, as she grabs your drinks at the very least, no conversation catches your attention on the topic that you're looking for. Maybe about 3 minutes later, Rodella comes over with a glass of wine and a tankard of ale. Here you go. Have at it. I'll have your meal up here in a moment. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Not right now, thank you.
All right. And she heads off.
And I'm gonna wait to ask her usually until I have a full stomach and liver full of ale.
She returns and gives you your food after probably about 10-15 minutes. And the Locke and yourself drink what you have as he sort of like keeps an eye about the crowd.
I was gonna ask, can I keep my eye also about like the tavern and see if there's any like characters that stick out, like a ranger character, like any like mage, like best way to describe it is like any like out of the sorts hooded figures or like anyone watching us.
Go ahead and give me another perception check. You've been here a while, you're taking your time, especially eating your food. Go ahead and give it.
Ooh, no! I have no inspiration to burn. Fuck.
You have advantage. I was speaking.
Sorry. So you said.
Yeah, so roll one more time.
One more could go 7-11. Oh yeah.
You sit there occasionally, like turning around as you sip your ale, looking about the crowd. Mostly, the crowd seems to be mostly fishermen, sailors of sorts. You see a few that seem to have more weathered skin and a more of like a hardened demeanor or look about them. You can tell by maybe like their build or such, and you are a military man. You could pick certain individuals out. You know full well that these are Pelargir Marines. These are soldiers. A few of them. But you continue to look about, and you don't see anything that screams ranger, but you do note one hooded individual in sort of like a almost burlap brown sort of cloak off into a corner, smoking a pipe, leaning over one table with a tankard in front of him.
I'm gonna like just like move my knee and like tap Locke's thigh.
You're gonna touch Locke's thigh.
With my knee, you perverted fuck. And
You bought yourself a meal, not me.
don't worry, I know your heart's from Malvhor. Keep an eye on that one over there. And I'm kind of like nod towards that one, the burlap.
Your heart's
Hey, look.
from Malvhor.
He takes a moment and looks and sees where you're pointing out, not physically pointing. Oh, I see him. Something about him that doesn't sit right with you.
He's being a little too inconspicuous for this kind of crowd.
He's definitely quieter. Which is more my type, honestly.
Right, but you're at least here eating, and I'm gonna kind of like shrug my head like somewhat being social, but there's something about him that just doesn't sit right with my gut. Just keep an eye on him. We're not gonna do anything.
I'll watch him. Could always go talk to him.
Yeah, he seems like a
Perhaps he
chatty
could be-
fellow.
Perhaps he could use some social.
You know
For
what?
now, I'll watch.
That might be what I do after I finish my food. If I'm gonna die, or if he's gonna take me in, I might as well do it happy and on a full stomach. If anything
For you.
What'd you say, Brian? I heard Lindsay.
You think he's here for you?
Could be. We have someone after us. I'm a little suspicious.
Locke's gonna give a perception check now that he's sort of analyzing
What
this
do you
guy.
elf I see? We're taking the habits to Isengard. Isengard, guard.
With a 26.
Damn.
I hate to break it to you, Cirion, but I don't think he's going to chase you down anywhere. He's far too old.
An older man. Any weapons that you can see?
Not under his cloak, not what I can see. It could be concealed. He does appear to have some sort of leather chest piece underneath it.
It's Malvhor in disguise.
Malvor's secret half-brother!
Just his name backwards.
The real BBEG.
Okay. I'm gonna finish up my food. Still kind of like listening to conversations, and at that point, I'm gonna try and like signal Rodella down.
Hi, what can I get you? She's sort of walking by and like stops and doubles back as she sees you're trying to get her attention. Another
A quick
ale?
moment of private, and another ale.
All right. She sort of leans in, holding like 3 empty tankards with her one arm on the bar. What can I do for you?
What do you know about a new ranger in town?
Yeah, go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
Here comes that natural 20!
Natural 20 for a total of 20.
Heck yeah! Hey, you're the 30th natural 20 we've rolled this campaign.
You're welcome, Kevin.
Appreciate
Tell him
it,
what
man.
he's won. Nothing. You've won nothing.
Story of my life.
She looks around briefly and leans in a little bit closer. Came into town maybe about 5 days ago. Might have been a full week, honestly. Bit hard to remember. News travels fast around here, but it tends to avoid certain lots. And it takes me a while to vet such information. But a single ranger came in, looking for individuals that caused some sort of ruckus up in Osgiliath some time ago. I assume he's here because he thinks they are. But shortly after arriving, he rented a horse from the stables and departed. I haven't seen him in a few days.
You know which stables?
The only one in town.
Only one. Thank you, my dear. And I'm gonna kind of like just slip a gold piece towards her.
She swipes it over and pockets it. Why the interest?
Just curious what's getting all these people here in a buzz.
Aye. There's quite a lot in this town that will set this crowd abuzz.
But to hear all the conversation that's going on about one person.
Aye. This one person wouldn't be looking for you, would he?
Nah.
Deception check.
Damn it, I knew it.
Now, here comes that.
Oh my god!
You are the luckiest bastard.
You lucky son of a bitch!
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
And you go for the trifecta.
Who knows?
The hat tricked. The hat trick.
Oh my god!
Yeah, I figured that was stupid. Certainly wouldn't be asking about someone if you were being searched for them. I'll go get the ale for you, darling.
We are so lucky!
Thank you, dear.
With a modifier of 0.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna suggest you put all your points into charisma next character, just FYI.
It was at that moment when she asked Kevin, oh, he wouldn't be looking for you, where my brain and heart just went boom boom, because I was like, oh, this is about to get real fast. That was the biggest oh shit moment I've almost had.
So did I. I was like, oh no.
Asking about him if he's looking for you would definitely be a way to draw attention to yourself. Silly me. Now, I'll go get you your ale, darling. I'll be right back.
Thank you, dear.
You lean back after that conversation, and Locke, who's still looking out over the crowd, you sort of lean back to the point where your two faces are sort of like parallel, though looking in opposite directions, and you just see at your periphery Locke's eyes just going. I hope she believed you. Nah is your response. Oh my god.
It was casual enough. What do you want me to do? Stress and freak out? Make her freak out more?
Oh,
I can't wait
surrounded by professionals.
Anywho, if you heard, I think we have a lead. The stables.
I heard Goldwynn stables? It's the only stables I'm aware of.
I know.
But what, he rented a horse?
he hasn't been seen in a couple days, that might be giving us some breathing room. Might also not, since we just got back not too long ago.
Maybe. We've also heard the crowd say something about him tracking someone to the northwest. That's roughly where we were in the last few days.
And he might have followed us back.
Maybe.
I think our next move is to go to Goldwynn's.
Well, that's where the other two are at. Do we go to Goldwynn's or do we go to her stables?
I thought the two were the same place.
No, there's a stables within the wall, but her homestead is outside the wall.
Let's check the one within the wall first. I feel like Goldwynn would have mentioned that to us.
Which part?
An armed man coming to her stables.
I'm sure it's a business as usual. She does have some of her horses go to the army.
True.
He nudges his head out towards the crowd. And what about that one?
When we leave, let's just keep an open eye out. See if he does follow. Maybe you're right. Maybe he's just a random old man.
Yeah, well.
Hey,
I'll
that's
follow
me.
your lead. I'll follow your lead, Cirion. And you hear him to his side. Hope I never have to say that again.
Do I hear that?
I'm only saying it because I have to. I don't know if Locke actually feels that way. I'm just putting words in Locke's mouth right now.
Hey, I'm just curious if I heard it. I'm not saying yes, I mean it.
Yeah, you heard it.
Hey, could be worse. He could be following Malvhor.
Very true. Follow him right into an early grave.
Hopefully that doesn't apply to us. Let's make our way out.
At that point, Rodella comes back with your second ale. Here you go.
Oh, I thought she came back with it already.
I did not. Hi.
Hi.
I'm back.
And I'm gonna take it and do like a cheers to her and
Chug,
drink it all.
chug, 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 chug.
That's what I do.
That was very fast, drinking 2 ales like that.
Considering the tip you left me earlier, we'll call the 2 ales and the meal on the house as she winks at you.
Oh ho ho.
Another
As
reveal
you're-
in the making.
As you're chugging the ale, though, you hear the door behind you sort of open up briskly, and no one really seems to pay mind. But a couple of heavy footfalls walk through and move through the crowd, and scooting up, like sort of right beside you in the one opening, you see a sort of olive green, dark forest green cloak brush up alongside of you with a hooded person sort of covering half their face and lean in. Rodella, one ale, please. Ah, welcome back, Bardor. How was your ride?
My
Didn't yield much.
sphincter literally just. Yeah.
Didn't yield much. Seen anything else around here? Z takes a sip and puts it down. Nothing out of the ordinary around here. Some new people. New merchant came in the other day. Merchant? Aye. Some old man from the south. Huh. That's not terribly out of the ordinary here in Pelargir, is it? I wouldn't say so. What are you looking for, by the way? I'm sure you've heard, so I'm not going to discuss it any further. Continue. Ale. Why the interest?
Oh no.
Why the interest? Few interested parties want to talk to them, and that is all. So he sort of puts it down and puts the ale down, and it splashes out a bit. Some things are moving around here, Rodella. Alright? A couple of my hawks in the surrounding area heard word that the Eye is also operating out of here, alright?
Now isn't that a little coincidence? That this lot has been tracked to this city where the Eye is operating out of. Barzor, I told you everything I know, right? I'm no informant, just a barkeep. I'll keep that in mind. Alright?
He takes a big gulp of his ale and puts it down and just leaves 6 copper right next to the mug. That's about a third full. And he just sort of sits there leaning over as Rodella goes off and continues to do
Happens to look to the
others.
left and see Cirion.
Where is
Cirion about to shit himself.
looking for something?
Locke is already hiding.
There you go. As he pulls the hood down, and if you look over, you see almost like a dirty, dark blonde.
Damn handsome bastard.
Hair with a very, very chiseled jawline. Pulls his hood back, and you can see with the hood down, a quiver of arrows just sort of poking out from behind. Looks down. Nudges you, Cirion. Hey.
Hmm?
You from around here?
Nah, mate.
Food any good?
I'm gonna like kind of like bring him in a little bit. Be like, it's great, especially when you had an ale or two. Tell you what, friend. Sounds like you had a long day. Next ale's on me.
Outstretches his arm towards you. Open hand. Waiting to be received if you're going to grab his forearm.
Okay, I thought he was introducing himself or something. I'm gonna grab.
He's waiting for it to be reciprocated before he introduces himself.
Okay, then I'll reciprocate.
He clasps firmly around your forearm. Bardor.
Mathan.
Nathan. Strong name. Actually, Nathan.
Actually, real quick, before we go in any further, me being a warrior of the Citadel, do I know Bardor, my reputation or anything?
So, you recognize him because you came across him on your way back from the mines on your first trek out with this fellowship. You ran into him and a few other rangers, and they essentially assured you safe passage back to Osgiliath. So you have met him. As he
my appearance has changed, so
yeah, as he grasps onto you and sort of like pulls you in and sort of looks you in the eyes.
Nathan, huh?
Lets you go.
If I'm not mistaken, that's an Arnorian name. Bit far from home, aren't you?
I like to travel.
Damn shame what happened to your guys' kingdom up there. Unfortunately, I think you brought it with you. Minas Ethel and all.
Cirion just kind of like, his face just kind of drops. I'm playing into my character, guys. If I'm going to fucking jail tonight, it's because I'm playing my fucking character. Anyway, Cirion's face just kind of drops like, yeah, damn shame. And I take a drink out of my tankard.
At this point, I'm going to act in a character's best interest.
Locke's like, nope, bite, nope.
I was gonna.
As he sort of shifts around with his back to you guys and moves his hair in a manner to try and cover his ears.
Kevin, you need to make the ranger fall in love with you.
What do you think I'm trying to do right now? I'm trying to buy a drink, be a friend, and be like, all right, I'm gonna head out.
was waiting for the portrait to come up and go, oh no, he's high.
Did we not meet him at like the very first session too of Fig showing up, or?
I'm gonna go to jail. I'm gonna go to jail.
I would honestly have to go back and double check the very first. Well,
Okay.
that would be the second session because you were out the very first session.
I know, that's why I said the first session Fig was in.
I would have to go and double check, and if that's the case, that the audience and Fig met him. The rest of the Fellowship don't meet him until they're on your guys' way back from the mines.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, that's the
Okay,
only time
I
I
might be
remember meeting him as Malvhor.
I might be misremembering something then, but okay. I was curious because I know. Okay, I won't say anymore.
Yep. Shame what happened to Minnesethel. Kept us busy out in Aphelion, that's for sure.
That's where you're out of.
That's what we're all out of. A couple of different groups, branches, rangers. We're all charged with guarding the border, keeping the roads safe. It's gotten a lot harder. Though,
As he sort of straightens up and takes a swig of his ale,
has starting to ease up a little bit. Some orc patrols have begun fighting each other. And that is an interesting fact that I am not too sure what's happening.
Orcs fighting each other. I just figured they'd be simple-minded creatures enough.
Internal squabbles, maybe. Territory disputes. My knowledge, they don't have any real banner to rally behind anymore. Beyond the Witch King, that is. He's the only real one. They all don't flock to him.
Do I know of the Witch King?
I'd say yeah. He was the main. He led the assault on Minnesethel, so you would be
Okay, just want to make
not
sure.
very familiar, but you would be at least aware of who he is without even requiring a check.
Damn the Witch King.
Yeah. So, you're from Arnor by the sounds of your name. When did you get
Yes. About a couple days ago.
Not
in? Quite a trek. You didn't happen to see or hear anything out of the ordinary around here, have you?
Just rumors. Same as what you told me.
No new rumors then? Shame.
None. Other than the occasional orc attack. Rose being dangerous.
Nothing out of the ordinary, huh?
Nah. I did hear something, and I think it's just urban myth. Just a bar talk overheard, kind of raised my eyebrow a little bit. Did you ever hear of the Hellion?
Yeah, I've heard of the Hellion. What about her?
Nah, nothing in particular. Just heard urban myth. She's been potentially back, but she hasn't been spotted in a couple years. You know, this guy's first cousin of a friend, and their sister and their boyfriend saw it, you know.
Back? That would be quite the rumor. Hellion died about 35 years ago.
Oh, that squashes that myth.
Where'd you hear this at?
Yeah, just bar talk. Some people just, I kind of like throw my hand, like, some people randomly over there, right when I first came in, they were talking about it.
He looks back, and then you see him shift his eyes towards Rodella, who's on the other side of the bar, helping patrons, not even actually paying attention. You just see his eyes dart back and forth.
Right. Bar rumors.
Well, I better get back to it as he finishes his ale.
Quick,
puts
tell
it
him he's
down.
hot.
I better get back at it. A little bit out of my element. It's a bit harder to track and keep things safe in the city, but I gotta do my duty.
Oh, good luck out there, friend. Be safe.
He reaches out to essentially shake your hand one more time.
I return once more.
Is that some dice rolling?
It is some dice rolling. The
Oh no.
firm grip around the hands as he shakes your hand and sort of like tugs you a little bit forward as you see his gaze sort of shift down beyond, like around the hip and the waist area underneath the cloak. It's a fine sword you got. Almost looks like it was crafted out of the Gondorian military. Where'd you get it?
Just something I bought.
Deception check.
God, please let this be a natural 20 again. 17? Okay.
Well, if you bought that, I would love to have a word with that merchant. That sort of stuff does not belong in the hands of a civilian. But
Nah.
that's
Sorry,
hardly
mate.
the
I just needed a weapon, as you heard about the roads.
Yeah, you look well dressed for travel.
As he sort of gestures to the leather armors and traveling attire. Do yourself a favor. Enjoy the city while you can. Rodella, I'll be back with your payments. I expect to hear anything better than what you gave me today. All right, Baldur. We'll see you later. Get out of here. Quit scattering the customers.
All right,
Nathan. As he nods and turns and throws up the hood.
I go,
out.
Bardor, and I give a bow of my head too.
Where's he staying? Ask to see his sword.
Do I catch? You know what? No, that's gonna be metagaming as fuck.
You do notice as he walks out that the individual in the corner that with the cloak that you were watching earlier is gone.
And I'm gonna.
Locke sort of swivels around. Well, that was close. You seem to be dancing with words today, aren't you?
Dancing, tiptoeing. Oh, and I'm gonna just continue my tankard of ale.
Did I hear that
Locke.
correct? The Hellions dead?
Apparently. So we're chasing a ghost. But now our real threat. Can I give him, like, any information on Bardor? Like, do I know any info about him? Outside of he escorted us out of Osgiliath, this or that.
You don't know him personally, you just pretty much know he's a ranger. Based on the interaction you had, all of you had back in Osgiliath, and the fact that he's sort of out traversing on his own.
I hate my friends are cracking up there. I don't like it.
No.
He might be a ranger captain at best. He might have actually led a group of rangers, but from what you've heard and what you've obviously seen just now, he seems to be alone.
Okay. And I noticed the guy's missing, so I look at Locke. Locke, where did he go?
I was too busy trying to protect my own identity. Don't know.
Well, I think it's best that we start making our way out too. We have more information now. A lot more information.
We ran into this mysterious ranger. Do we still need to pay the stables a visit?
Nope. I got everything I was gonna ask the stables. Name, what he looked like. Which, by the way, hot damn. But
Quite the looker, yes. Perhaps if we can convince him, we can bring him along next time we run into Mordu, and perhaps we can just... I don't know.
anything is
Him
possible.
with good looks? I don't know.
Hey, that might be Mordu's type. You never know. Let's finish up here and make our way out.
Alright. So with your gold piece covering the bill, you don't have to worry about that. The two of you finish what you have and wait a bit to try and keep a distance from Bardor. But you do eventually head back out into the city. Is there anything else you wish to do?
I want to keep an open eye and ear out if anyone's following us, particularly the guy we saw leave.
Okay, go ahead and just give me a perception check as you walk about. Are you heading for anywhere in particular as you're just sort of keeping your head on a swivel?
We're gonna head back to Goldwynn's and update our friends on what's going on what the information we gathered. Can I argue at advantage because Locke might be helping me?
He might be helping you, but does he want to help you?
Can I ask Locke pretty please to help me?
Sure. 16. Okay. It's about peak hour for the market, so a lot of foot traffic seems to be going through the West Garth right now. No one seems to be paying you too much mind. You don't seem to pick up a trail of anyone following you. But you do move through the West Garth and back out the city and make your way to Goldwynn's, where you find the rest of your party, which is now pressing probably about mid-afternoon, say 3-4 o'clock.
Oh,
Bit of
well,
day.
this is unexpected. I wasn't,
Was there anything during that whole period that the two of you wish to do? I know Fig walked out to go hunt.
Yes, I was gonna say.
Yeah. So I was giving her time to get out to go do that and then backtrack.
that's-
So
That's fine. It can
Malvhor, Malvhor, was there anything else you wish to do?
I mean... I'm debating if it's time to have that hard conversation or if it's too soon, given everything that just happened.
Oh, oh, oh,
What?
oh.
um. Come back to me. Come back to me.
Okay.
Give me some more time to think, because I can't make a decision.
Fig,
Yes, I am hunting.
you are hunting. You trekked out a decent way, maybe a few hours, just far enough away from the city to just get closer to wildlife. How do you wish to hunt?
Okay. Well, I am not. Oh shoot. Okay. I'm taking my time. I am not. I don't feel super rushed to find things. Totally an element of being in the forest, albeit not super familiar still with the area. But I will do my normal thing that the others have kind of seen a few times now. Normally of like putting a hand on the tree and doing a little like a soft-spoken, I'll say, like, prayer, so to speak, of like, you know, guide me, help me be successful or whatever, and just kind of slowly, she'll spend a little bit of time to slowly walk around and get a feel of where everything is, as if just like trekking through the earth to be a little more like connected and one with it, so to speak. And then she'll find water or like a nearby waterbed or river or something to pick up mud and start camouflaging herself. And then she will also, while walking around and after that, try to get an idea, to look for tracks, try to get an idea of where something might be nearby, and then if possible would like to she would like to make a makeshift trap for something small, but also keep an eye out for something big that she can try to catch, I guess. That's a lot, I know, I'm sorry.
The narrative is fine. I just love when it gets to the point of asking what you're looking for. You try to cast the widest net possible.
Oh my god, right! You asked that specific question. Specifically, I'd like big animals, like deer or boar or whatever.
So.
But at the same time, she's kept in mind of everything Laura has said, so she'll also like with traps, if possible, settle for something smaller, and she'll also try to, if there's extra time, grab some whatever yummy leafy greens she finds.
Yeah. So. The area is not, there is no forest here. This is mostly rolling plains and hills.
Yes.
So there are trees about, but it's not woodland or forest by any means.
Okay.
It's mostly grassland.
Then everything's still of just trying to get familiar with the land then, but
yeah. So like larger game is definitely rarer in the area. But go ahead and give me a survival check at advantage.
An advantage? Why is that?
Natural 20 when you guys are not on a journey.
In my head, I was like, I swear to God, if I have to use my inspiration for this, I'm gonna be mad and set Roll20 on fire.
You spend a lot of time like keeping low to the grass and using your makeshift camouflage to try and blend in. You're almost skull dragging to slowly move through the grass and not sort of disturb or alert anything. You use some crude traps and your throwing axes, and you are able to obtain 3 hairs.
Okay.
You sound dissatisfied.
Nope, that'll work. I hope Laura won't be dissatisfied.
Well, only one way to find out.
Yes.
3 bowls.
She just barges in with like a big buck over her, like, I got it.
Yep.
Okay.
Anything else?
If the sun is starting to set by then she'll head back.
Yeah, it's in the later portion of the day. It's not near the point of like evening.
Oh,
By the time you would get back there, it'd probably be like, again, 3-4 o'clock.
there's a curfew, right? Like the gate closes at a specific
The
time.
city itself does close at a particular hour. I will say
If
that
I
much.
stay any longer, I probably won't make that.
Yeah, depending.
Okay.
That's what Fig would know based on arriving the first time here, that there was a curfew, and going through the APOC through Pelennor Fields that there was a curfew.
That's fine. Since
Whatever that entails, you don't know because you haven't really dealt with it.
right, since she's by herself and she's still learning the ways of all that, she'll play it safe and head back to Goldwynn's with the 3 hairs.
Okay. Malvhor.
Okay. So, at some point when when Goldwynn and Malvhor are alone.
Okay.
Because the only person who needs to be out of the picture is Laura, because Maywin went to sleep again. But Malvor's gonna turn to Goldwynn and be like, you know what I'm reminded of?
What's that?
Nothing. We can't take anything for granted.
No. No, you can't. Not in this world.
Tomorrow can hold anything.
Could. Especially when you've got two little ones running off for hunts and coming across orcs. The days are getting darker. Once upon a time, all I had to worry about were the Wayne Riders.
Must be even more difficult without the father in the picture.
At times. But the three of us have gotten by. Laura did pick up a lot of the slack when she came along, but I'm nothing if not resilient.
Yeah, I guess families come in all shapes and sizes.
My grandmother used to tell me that family was more than just that you were born with. A lot of your family is found.
I like that. Very, very fitting. Who is the father?
There's a long pause. She doesn't look at you. She just continues, like, fixed, looking out at the pasture, at the horses, clutching a teacup in her lap. What sort of answer do you want to hear, Malvhor?
The truth as you understand it. I was thinking it's all very coincidental, the timing of everything. And you know, being with the army, I always accepted a certain amount of risk upon myself in my own life. You and yours should not be asked to share in that risk, but it's important to know why we push on, why we fight to see the next morning, especially in the darkest of times. And it would be important for me to know if there was another reason.
Do you remember 10 years ago when we parted ways?
I do.
Not a night that goes by that I don't think about it. Your hair was darker then.
I had less wrinkles.
This is the first time she looks at you and sort of makes eye contact. You had more life in your eyes. I'm not talking about this facade you put up in front of me now and your companions. This life has been hard on you. It's wearing you down. But that's... I remember you standing in the doorway of that old, cramped, thatched cottage.
With the leak right by the bed.
Incessant drip, drip into the pan that kept me up most nights. The light of the hearth reflected off of your face when you told me that you were done living like this, that there was more that the two of us deserved, and that by that belief, you were gonna go find it. You were well out of the army at that point. You sought adventure for one reason or another, and you told me it was for the betterment of us, for this. As she sort of looks around and gestures out towards the pasture. "10 years. And I waited for 8 of them. Did you find your fortune? Find what you were looking for?
Eventually, I think I did. But it took me 10 years to find it. I was foolish.
Some journeys are never as straightforward as we would like. You left that night, and at the time I would never admit it, but I was a wreck. I kept up an appearance that night so that you could pursue what you wanted, to pursue what you believed was right. And I did not have the right in that moment to turn it around and make it about me and take your desires and your goals away from you. So I buried it. It's a rough month in particular. She looks at you, and you see her eyes slowly turning to a pink and beginning to well as she holds emotions back. You want an honest answer? I'll give you an honest answer, but I don't think it will be satisfying to you.
I lean in and I say, spending time with you again these few days has been more satisfying than anything else.
The truth of the matter is I don't know.
That's okay. Because what would knowing change? I still care for you deeply. And it doesn't matter who the father may be if things work out between us again. It doesn't matter. It will still be another reason for me to stay.
I invite you to try. But know that this little one has gone 10 years without uttering the word father or anything. Hasn't had the slightest question, at least not verbally to me. And in her current state,
Read carefully. I know.
No, that's not it. I think the two of us, myself and Merwin, are going to need you a lot more than you think. Because I can't keep doing this.
I'm here.
She just slowly sort of lays her head on your shoulder and just sort of like curls into herself, gripping that teacup. She's all I've had for so long. And you came back.
I won't leave again.
Don't. She sort of like sits straight up and not pushes away, but sort of straightens back. Don't say that. Don't make promises that you can't keep. What you've told me from Osgiliath and what you ran into to save Merwin out there? There's no way you stay here again.
When it's done, when the people who have hurt her can hurt no more, when I know we're gonna be safe, will put my weapons down and I will rest. But you're right, I can't. I can't let them get away with what they've done.
She takes her one hand and frees it from the mug and just places it over top of yours. Just one day at a time.
One day at a time. And I'll just, quietly hold her hand.
At
And
that
spill
point,
water down my shirt.
At this point, the door sort of flings open and Laura whips around. The other two friends are here. Are you two crying?
Fig waltzes in with the
Well, I mean, this is very interesting timing.
Anyway, didn't mean to interrupt, but the elf and the other one are here.
Oh, fantastic.
Slowly closing the door. Sorry.
Are you guys in the kitchen?
No,
right? Whatever.
I never explained it, but I visualized them.
I visualized
on,
we were
like,
outside.
A bench looking at the pasture at the backyard, essentially.
Perfect.
So you would come in with no one there, essentially.
Okay, cool. I would, yeah. And if I did see you outside while coming back, I would just be like, going around.
We'll say at this point, by the time you arrive, Cirion and Locke do as well.
Cool. I will acknowledge Cirion and Locke and be like, oh, you're back.
Yeah. I'm sorry, do you want us to leave?
No, what did you find? And as I ask that, I'm gonna slap the rabbits on the counter and look for a knife, find one, and then just get to work in skinning and cutting meat and preparing it all.
At the counter, you just see Laura, like, peering over, because the counter's, like, just barely at her height. No, just skin it a little, being a little bit too rough. No, okay.
I know what I am doing. You want to
just...
do it.
Oh.
Okay. Chef Fig just chop, 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 chop.
Very overcooked.
Can you imagine Fig as that like chibi character in Overcooked and just going chop 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 chop?
She's not even using a kitchen knife. She's using her axe.
She just takes out the hand axe. No, her and Laura are hanging out, but she asked the question still to Cirion and Locke. What'd you find out?
Well, I found out who's hunting us.
Who?
Supposedly who's hunting us. I'm gonna look at Malvhor.
Malvhor
Do you
just
remember
walked
Bardor? Oh, okay. Malvhor, we might have a problem.
He like rubs his eyes and he's like, "Oh, problem, yes."
Are you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
He made himself laugh so hard at his own joke.
Okay.
Well, someone's gotta laugh at them.
Well, we might need a laugh here soon. Do you remember Bardor?
Refresh my memory.
Ranger captain from Osgiliath.
I mean, I vaguely remember meeting some rangers in Osgiliath.
I've met him.
He's the captain who's hunting us. And he's in town right now.
I mean, we kind of already knew he was in town. We just didn't know who he was.
Well, now we know. And now we know he's actively looking for us, but he is alone.
Are we
At that
sure
point,
he's
I'll-
alone?
I'll
It
hold
seems
up, like,
strange. I just want to point out, it seems strange to send one guy after 4 people.
I'm gonna
Wow.
hold up a sliced piece of meat to Laura. Is this to your liking?
Little thinner.
Okay.
It sounds like a majority of his people are occupied with the roads, with orc attacks and everything else happening.
Well, like I said,
Recently, he rented out horses from a stable, meaning he might be looking for horses again, meaning he could potentially come here.
well, he's not going to come here to rent horses.
You never know.
He goes to the stable
Oh,
in town.
Are you referring to a ranger that rented in town?
Is that the
Yeah.
rental you just returned?
Yes, they actually just, according to Radcliffe, they returned Quickfire today.
Gotta write down that horse's name.
Did he say who specifically he's hunting? Last time, no one was looking for me.
Well, kid?
He didn't mention. No, he barely mentioned anyone
And you...
specifically.
You wait, you talked to him?
Yes.
And he didn't recognize you.
I look right at Locke.
No, my H features new armor must have been enough for him to not recognize me. I've only saw him in passerby, and I vaguely remember him myself.
I believe it was Fig's handiwork on his beard that helped conceal him.
I stare at him with narrow eyes. Can I make an insult?
Is he being
Like,
nice or
Go for it.
mean?
Is he? Do I believe him?
Go for it. Insight check.
Wait.
Oh wait! Oh
11.
my god!
11.
Dang it! Wasted that 20.
Seems honest.
Here, this better.
Cirion here was quite the gabber.
Ah! So some of me has rubbed off on you, kid.
Nah, yeah.
Go take a bath, Cirion.
So, I was kind of like smirk at Locke. Anyway, we know what he looks like. Not in character. Fantastic looking motherfucker. No.
I was expecting when somebody said, "What did he look like?" I was just saying he's really hot. We're in trouble, guys.
has the-
could convince me to turn myself in.
He
This
has
is the problem.
voice. If Chocolate had a voice, it would be it.
Whoa!
Is that actually how you think of that voice? I just need to know. Is that-
I
is
do,
that-
out of
is that-
character, I really
was a
like
really
the
good
voice. The
voice.
voice is really good.
You should also just kind of read chat during that whole scene.
Casting directors, you heard it. That voice, that character. Thank you. Carry on.
Anywho. So at least we know what to be on the lookout for, and I'll describe his features. Handsome, chiseled chin, sexy hair.
It sounds like you have a crush on him, kid.
It's not how Cirion actually described him, but oh god damn it.
I mean, that's the
I'm
word
not-
you
you know what?
said.
You know what? I'm not sorry. So I'm just gonna say, just his features. And my god, his features. But
Well,
seriously. So we know who to be on the lookout for.
yeah.
And also, he had a friend while we were there. We couldn't make out anything of him.
So
We're
they're
thinking
not
he's
alone.
a friend.
So there are more of them.
I don't know. I can't say for sure, but we've kind of did a head count of everyone in the bar. And when Barador left, that guy left not too soon before or after him. So it's a long shot. But point is, we're going to want to keep our heads on a swivel while we're here.
Heads on swivel, lay low, get paid, and do not, absolutely whatsoever, do not fight them. If a confrontation occurs, if they find us, talk our way out of it.
I would prefer not to fight him. I kind of think of like that Peaky Blinders. No fucking fighting. No fucking fighting.
No fighting.
But that's all I have to report. Just keep your heads on a swivel. Look out for
Good job.
tall, handsome ranger and his hooded old friend.
Good job doing
Oh.
actual work today, kid. I've had a pretty relaxing day, actually, for the most part, up to a point. I'm not gonna get into it anymore because it's a little pistol. But yeah,
I'm gonna look at his
I
eyes
cooked.
and
I cooked breakfast, Cirion.
Can I assume it was relaxing looking at his eyes and basically how he went out a second ago?
Give me an insight or an investigation check.
I'm gonna go insight 'cause I'm proficient. God damn it.
Do I need a roll?
No. Let's say the passiveness of that is enough. A 7. Very relaxing day.
Yeah, because I mean, my passive deception is 16, and my
Yeah, his
passive
pink eyes.
persuasion is 21.
He just woke up from a nap. It's fine.
You said old friend. The other one.
Yeah,
Yes, I can
older.
Look at him. Seemed to be a bit of an older gentleman, at least in comparison to our ranger friend, who I did not get a decent look at because I was afraid he might recognize me. So,
What?
what?
Are you in trouble?
We
With
all
him.
3 were arrested.
I assume he's
You're
here looking for
Locke.
the.
I thought you were Goldwynn.
No,
Whoops.
Locke.
You can redact that.
No, older fellow. Looked to be wearing some bit of leather underneath, but not much I could go on after that. Not without going to talk to him, which Cirion was more happy to sit and chat at the bar.
Wouldn't say I was happy, but yes.
I
But when you're
see.
2 tankards in, I'd say you were cheery about it.
Well, if I was gonna go to prison or anything else again, I might as well do it with a full belly and a liver full of ale.
What are the
Going to
chances?
prison? Why?
I'm
Sure.
going to
What are
set the
the-
knife down and make a gesture and try to show Laura what everything I've cut.
Yeah.
The rest of
During
you,
this
because
conversation.
Laura's like on the other side of the counter in like a bit of a corner. The rest of you just see a hand stick up with a thumbs up from the other side.
So,
Looks good.
so when was the rental returned, Goldwynn?
Should have been early afternoon.
Today.
1, maybe. Yes, today.
And Dorsey said there's a new important guest coming in today. What are the chances they're linked? I mean, honestly, there's only one way to find out, and that's to go back to the parlor.
perhaps one of us or can go check.
I can go check. I'll say hi to the cats anyway.
I would say hi to the cats too.
Yeah,
Suddenly,
say-
Vig's just like,
We'll say it's getting pretty on into the evening, so it's a question of who you guys want to head back. Somebody staying
let's
here.
let's all go into the city. So we're
finish out
not
your day here and then double back. Or
so we're not locked
whatever you wanna
out
do.
by the curfew. And one of
Goldwynn's-
us.
Goldwynn actually interrupts you. Yes, do your best to avoid the curfew. It's not that they won't let you in after hours. There's, 10 silver fee.
I do not have
I can't.
pencil.
I don't have 10 silver. Yeah, so gotta get in the city before curfew. One of us will go to the parlor, scope it out, see what's going down, and if it's good, we'll collect the rest. I mean, we paid for 2 months at the parlor already. Like, wow.
You're gonna let some NPC evict you? Without them even doing anything?
And I just turn to Goldwyn and I say, well, thank you for having me today, Goldwyn. It was a much needed experience.
I agree, and thank to the both of you for checking in. Greatly appreciate it.
I'm going to collect the scraps, basically, of what I've done. You know, since I skinned him and
The
stuff, I'll probably
bones?
just
Yeah.
take all that. Yeah. I'll collect all that, and I'll look down at Laura. Any further preparation with these?
Scraps?
No, the meat. I take the scraps.
We can salt it from here and preserve it a little bit longer.
Okay. I will hunt some more tomorrow.
We should be fine for a bit. You can slow down. You don't have to work yourself to the bone on our
I
behalf.
like being outside. And I'll just
Don't we all?
I'll
Frankly,
take a larger pouch out and I'll just put the scraps in and I'll be like, oh, maybe the cats will like them.
I'm sure the lot of you will probably have your own business to attend to. You don't have to keep checking in on us.
I mean, Malvhor does, but that's a separate matter.
I guess
Well,
we'll
we go
head
back.
to the park. Yeah.
Right.
I mean, if someone's looking for 4 strange people, will stick out if we just, in a line, 4 people just walk into the front door of the parlor.
No, I agree.
Okay.
Who do we want to? One
I
person's
say
checking
me.
in, right?
I say me, because if anything, it's not going to be... It's either going to be a stealth thing, which is not me, or a social thing, which is me.
I guess it depends on what we want then. Also,
Yep.
like, who would he...
Depends on your approach.
Well, no, he would recognize everybody. Fig
How about
has
this?
met
Let us stagger our return. Stagger our return by 30 to 40 minutes. So I'll go first.
Okay.
Someone comes 30
Sure.
to 40 minutes later. The third person comes 30 to 40 minutes later. And then the last person comes 30 to 40 minutes later. So that way it doesn't look
Okay.
suspicious.
Sure.
Okay. So you guys head back in through the west gate of the West Garth. Just as it begins to be that sort of golden hour of a sunset. And you navigate the roads, spacing yourselves out as you get closer and sort of staggering yourselves. Malvhor, you come up to the 2 sort of stone steps to the front door of the parlor. What do you like to do?
I go in.
Go straight inside?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't
I'm gonna-
hesitate. I'm not stealthy.
Okay,
I'm
just
just
make... No, I didn't
Yeah.
know if you were gonna, like, listen to the door, go around, look around first, or if you were just gonna walk right in. So I want to give you guys opportunities
I appreciate
before I
it.
just narrate through.
I
I
appreciate
would like
it.
to, while he does that, I want to hide by myself, like a corner, like behind a corner or something, looking at the
Cat corner?
parlor to try to see if anyone else is around, if we're being watched, followed, yada yada.
Stealth and perception check.
Is it dark?
Golden hour? Is that... You're a
It's
photographer, would you
golden hour.
qualify that as dark?
Golden hour lasts like 10 minutes and then it gets dark instantly, so...
Okay, then yes. Get a
Okay.
technical response.
Well, golden hour is tricky.
Why is it called golden hour if it lasts 10 minutes?
Because it's that 10 minutes of the sun hitting everything just right where you get the nice golden, like, romantic hue on everything.
Right.
Rich colors and all that.
Right,
But that's why
right.
it's also really tricky because you get it and then bloop, gone.
Yeah, but if it's an hour, why is it 10 minutes long? That's the point I'm hung up on. 20.
No, it depends on when in the year,
Uh,
too. Sometimes it can be kind of up to an hour and then...
Stealth check as well, please.
Yep, I'm working on it.
17. Okay. You hang back from Malvhor as you see him sort of
waltz up down the road and then face the doorway. You look around and there's some foot traffic going through here. This is a more removed area of the Garth. You see a couple of, like, the bakery itself seems to be closing up their windows. And some people were just waltzing about. But at one point, as you're looking down the main road, as Malvhor goes up the steps and presses his hand on the door to open it up, you feel a nudge on your right ankle. You look down and there's a jet black cat just sort of brushing up against you, looking up.
Ah, here. And I take out a tiny little rabbit scrap.
Starts batting it around.
Enjoy.
Beyond the cat, you don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay,
Malvhor,
I'm gonna stay there until
ahead.
it's my turn to go in.
Okay, Malvhor, you open the door and there's you see two cats sort of like laying out on one of the small tables, and a couple of others just sort of moving about at the main reception desk. There's no one immediately in there as you walk in to greet you or anything like that, but you do hear muttered conversation from down the hall to your right.
So, down the hall to the right, that's not like a reasonable place for me to go, right? My room's not down there.
So
The tea room's not down there.
To give you the layout, and now I'm debating if I need to make the parlor in Dungeon Alchemist. You walk in and sort of the main foyer where the reception desk is, which is flanked by two stairs that go up to the landing, which veers off towards like where your rooms are. The hallway immediately to your right, you've seen Dorsey go down a few times, and there's several doored rooms down that way. You know, probably the kitchen is back there. Beyond that, they might be other rooms. So from what you've gathered in your week of being here, you're the only guest. So they are guest rooms. You really don't know.
Okay, I'll try my hand at stealth. I'm not gonna like.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and walk as quietly as I can.
Okay. Go and give me a stealth check.
Oh!
16. Okay, not bad. Okay. You stealthing to go down that
I
way?
want to get close enough to like overhear the conversation.
Okay, you start edging closer down that hallway, and you get maybe about not even like a quarter of a way down, but some of the cats start following you. There's like, they see you head down that direction, and you see their heads sort of like peek up and like stand up and stretch, and then just start slowly like trotting after you. But as you continue down that hallway, you hear a bit of not boisterous laughter, but some relaxed laughter with the conversation being muttered or mumbled through the walls. You pass maybe about 3 doors on your right to the point where it starts coming in a little bit clearer. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
3 doors down.
Do it, 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 do it.
My perception's terrible. 16!
16! Oh, it has been some time since you've been here. What has kept you from this place? Oh, well. The second voice comes in. It's been tied up in a lot of work, honestly. A lot of just busy work and a lot of roadblocks, quite honestly. I understand. It has been a while since I've seen you, and I'm sure you've been up to quite the many things. But before we get any further, I would like to ask you something very serious.
Oh, and what is that, Dorsey? Do you like your tea? I've been looking forward to this tea for years, Dorsey. You have to understand, I do not know where you find these leaves that make this wonderful brew, but I will say it does make me a little bit sleepy afterwards, after a time. It is a very evening-esque tea, I admit, but the flavor is... It is earthy, I agree, but it's nice with a little bit splash of cream, if you have that on hand, or even a sugar cube. It is quite refreshing. Well, you're welcome to stay here as long as you wish, my dear friend. Your room it'll be ready momentarily. What do you mean momentarily? You have other guests here? Sure, in fact. Huh. Well. Well, if you don't mind, the kettle is getting a little low, so if you don't mind, I'm going to go refill it.
Stepping away.
Right, you step away. You head back out towards the foyer as you hear a door creak open. Are you heading back up to your room?
Yeah, no reason to stick around.
Okay, you dart up to your room and close the door.
I'm
Close
not like running up to my room. I'm just going up casually.
No. They're cash.
Like casual.
Who was next in the staggered order?
Cirion, go.
Go for it.
Yeah, I was saying, I'm gonna assume me.
Okay. You wait 30 or so minutes after you see Malvhor cross the threshold, walk inside, and as you open the door, you see maybe about 6 of the cats sitting in like a semicircle facing the door as you open up, and you just see like the eyes looking back at you.
That's so creepy.
Cirion, did we lose you?
No, you have me.
Oh, okay.
He's just entranced by the
Just
cats.
keep meowing.
Okay, I was
gonna keep meowing.
Yeah, no, sorry. I thought there was more to come, like the cast meow. I'm gonna look around. So I'm just gonna look around the room for like that brief second, and then just.
Yeah, you give it a very quick once over in the main foyer. Mostly cats. You do hear some stifled talk and laughter down the hallway.
I'm gonna look down the one cat that was kind of meowing, and just kind of give a quick just pat on the head. And I'm gonna get close enough. To where I can hear the conversation.
Eavesdrop, come in.
ish.
Eavesdrop, go, leave. Eavesdrop, leave.
Well, I'm not gonna make my way to the door. I'm gonna get to somewhere kind of just where I can make out whispers or just certain words.
How close are you getting?
You have to get close enough to hear.
Yeah.
Where you're standing in the main foyer, and about 3 to 4 doors down is where this conversation is coming from. You can't make out anything where you are right now.
Then I'm gonna make my way, not to their door, but the door next to them.
How are you approaching?
Quietly.
Loudly.
Stealth check.
He says,
God.
fear quivering in his voice.
I'm not good at stealth.
Oh no,
Ash.
you're not. Do you step on a cat's tail? I feel like that'd be a natural one.
That's not a natural one. That's a 4. Okay.
5.
I better come up with a fucking story.
You get about halfway down the hallway. Go ahead and give me a perception check.
Please don't be shit. Be shit. That's fine.
The cats follow you, and they are a bit of a distraction as they're rubbing up against your leg, and some are sort of stretching up on their hind paws and like pawing at your pant leg and just meowing incessantly. The cats are getting a little bit louder to the point where you can't actually hear anything without getting any closer.
Okay. Yeah, say at that point I'm just gonna go like, damn cats. I'm gonna Kool-Aid man through the door. No, I'm kidding. I'm just gonna make my way back to the main foyer.
Okay.
Taking the L.
Valiant
Circle
effort,
back.
valiant effort. No one to take the L.
Circle back, head to the foyer. You going back up to your room, or you doing something else?
I think I'm just gonna head back up to my room.
Yeah, plenty of space up here.
You head up to your room and you find Malvhor lying in wait. Yes, exactly like that.
Like the Burt Reynolds, just closed, hopefully. Just laying there.
For the sake of things, I'm gonna have Locke go next.
Go
Unless you
for it.
had a specific order in mind.
No.
And he is just going to go straight up to his room.
Easy.
Cool.
Easy.
Yep.
Easy.
Bypasses the cats. Fig, you're up.
All right, I'm gonna
That
I'm
one
gonna
black
walk
cat's
in.
still around you.
This
I'll see
town
you
ain't
tomorrow.
big enough for the two of us.
I'll pet it somewhere. Okay, you can follow me. I'm just gonna casually walk into the foyer.
Yeah, as you walk into the foyer, the less cats are at this point populating the main foyer. As you hear the shifting of dishes from down the hallway and a door creak open, and you see Dorsey come out into the main hallway. Oh, good evening!
Yeah, I
With a
have
black
quest-
cat following, behind you. Oh, Zoltana followed you. That's good.
Ah, yes. I did not realize it was Zoltana. I should have asked first then, and then fed the cat. Do your cats like rabbit?
Cats like anything.
I have. I take out the pouch and I take out like some good, like decent meaty scraps that are like really tiny and whatever. If you would like, I have some scraps that they could eat and not go to waste.
Oh, well, that's very thoughtful. Put them
Fresh
over
from
there.
hunting earlier today.
Put them over there on the reception desk, and I will attend to them. As you hear a voice from the door next to him. Who is that, Dorsey? Is that one of your guests that went and got these tasty tea leaves? It is. Here, come on out.
I'll put the
Must-
meat on the.
You should definitely meet your fellow patrons of the parlor. You hear the shifting of a screech of a chair. It squeaks back, and an individual with a couple of footfalls as you see a tall figure turn the corner with a slick back black hair and clutching the teacup. You see a very familiar face whose eyes sort of widen a little bit. Big, it has been some time. As you see Rador.
Kevin called it!
That was awesome.
And that's where we're gonna end tonight.
Rattle just goes, fuck.
Cats.
Cats, yes.
Was not anticipating Fig to like cats so much, but here we are.
Yep. So that's where we'll end. We'll pick up here next week as you've found, or did Rador find you? Either way, Rador has returned. Who said at the last time you guys spoke that wherever you went, he would find you eventually, and hopefully continue down the path that you guys all set upon back in Osgiliath. We'll see where that goes next week, and whatever threads you pull on that you pulled on today. But for the rest of us, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back next Tuesday. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay proficient, everyone.